What are some dark secrets about the corn industry? Heard they're reforming the Corn Guard. Dark secret hunters or something. In the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself. Your tax dollars heavily subsidize the industry in the US. 92% of all corn is genetically modified. Runoff from the corn production states flows into the Mississippi, and is a major contributor to the dead zone, deoxygenation, in the Gulf of Mexico. There is corn in everything. Every single thing. You mean besides the children? In order to make hybrid strains of corn, 75 to 80% of rows in a hybrid field are neutered by hand. They give this job to middle school children. Back when I lived in Ohio, we used to have corn races. Nude and backwards, the most cobs collected wins something. The whole high fructose corn syrup is unhealthy thing was actually a marketing ploy to distract people from the truth that all refined and raw sugar is unhealthy to pretty much the same extent. All I'm saying is don't talk about big corn unless you're ready for the consequences. There was a problem with people putting green-colored rebar in fields. It just wrecks farm equipment. There's a kernel of truth that some of the hottest sex has gone on in the cornfield when the ears were full and ripe for pickin'. Side effects if corn may include choking, I guess. Drowning in corn. https www.theatlantic.com/health/archive/2014/12/drowning-in-corn/383455/ is common. Most corn grown is not for consumption. Check out a documentary called King Corn. It's a pretty fascinating look at the industry. It replaces biodiverse grasslands with monocultures, and uses and releases many pesticides into the environment. Recently saw a corn-like dildo invented by some horny researchers stating that the corn-like texture stimulated the right spots in the vagina. You could cure world hunger with corn. Eat, excrete, rinse and repeat. Cornhub. It's amazing. Sexually transmitted diseases are not as rampant as one would think. Wait, corn industry. All of these responses are incredibly corny. The cornography. Corn feels pain. They use forced perspective on the green giant, he's actually 5'7". Anhydrous ammonia allows for using the same ground forever. As a kid, I was forced to volunteer at this fair stand called the Corn Barn. The burlap sacks we used to steam the corn in were made by children far younger than I. Corn monoculture is terrible for the ecosystem where it's grown. Have you heard of Pop Secret? When a farmer dies, they only bury them 3 feet deep so they can still get a free handout. They are all serial abusers. Look into high fructose corn syrup. It was a scam about money and power. Don't talk about the forbidden corn on the orb. Crop circles. Most corn is just cucumber painted yellow and given a bumpy texture. Come down today and get some corn, or we will eat your newborn. This is a joke. They don't give a shuck about your health. Everyone is getting shucked. Well, it's not like it was in 80s. It's really just a husk of its former self. Historically, corn on the cob has been used as toilet paper in many different cultures. An old tale with a kernel of truth will seed the mind of a young lass, but a kernel of corn will pass straight through your ass. All corn is clinically depressed. Corn is not corn but GM corn, genetically modified. Corn is ribbed for her pleasure. Corn porn is a thing. Pollution, cash, politics. Same with sugar. Plant corn. Corn grows. Harvest corn. Feed corn to cows. Cows shit the corn after digestion. Cow shit is spread on cornfield. Corn is planted. Human sacrifice. Smut. Baby corn is a widely known thing, yet nobody cares because it doesn't affect their everyday lives. When told to shove it up their asses, some people in the corn industry took it literally. Cob fetishes. Just read about the Andersons. If someone dares you to run through a cornfield backwards, don't. I don't know any answer for this. But this question seems too specific. Are you making a documentary or something? The corn has to keep flowing. Corn is fucking terrible for you, but the corn industry has spent an incredible amount of money and effort convincing you that every single thing you eat should be 90% corn. Country girls don't like to admit this, but they make do. I've seen it with my own eyes. The children who follow whomever walks behind the rows have cursed the corn. Don't eat it. It's deadly. Ah, you are looking for our core. They will sacrifice your newborn if you don't buy it. It's a starch. You can drown in a corn silo in minutes. Corn seed is sprayed with a neonicotinoid that does significant damage to bees. The dust is bad enough. Canada requires corn be planted with a lubricant. It's a maize-eating. Cornhub is taking over us all. Corny as hell. They produce erythritol. That would be cornhole games and general cornholing. It's easy to trip or twist or break an ankle while walking through a cornfield, even with all the stalk things chopped off. Big corn is trying to break your ankles. It's pretty bad for your digestive system. I avoid it where possible. You can die from an infection due to getting a piece of popcorn stuck in your teeth. If you don't think good thoughts, Anthony will wish you into the cornfield. Another Iowan here. Seed corn often gets detasseled by groups of barely paid teenagers. And rumor had it Justin from my homeroom fingered that sophomore girl Kate out there in the field last summer. Corn sweat. An acre can expel a lot of gross humidity into the air each day, making the Midwest extra hot and sticky in corn season. Yuck. Well, a lot of times, they have to put the cobs inside of a lady. If you know what I mean. Just like the porn industry. Boom na da noom na nima is really a cry for help. Watch the documentary, King Corn. There are a surprising number of dark secrets behind corn. Corn is immortal, that's why it comes out whole no matter how much we chew it. Corn is actually grass. Corn is always interesting. There's a documentary that I watched in college called King Corn. That forever ruined corn for me on every level. Cornhub. I think the darkest secret comes from a dark place. And the secret is, how does it come out in your poop if you haven't ate it? And that dark place is inside of you. Corn is everywhere. Monsanto. It has no dark side. It's been known to bring disgruntled scarecrows to life and can sprout evil blonde children. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more content.